Hello and welcome to day 25 of the N8N series. In the last couple of videos, we saw how do we create an OpenAI assistant from within N8N. And also we saw how do we update it, how do we delete an assistant, and how do we fetch the list of assistants. We also quickly saw how do we create this assistant directly on the OpenAI platform. And in today's video, let's look at how do we deal with files. Why do we need to have files associated with assistants? The reason being, you can have all the details added into that file and then upload those files into any assistants. Rather, you upload them into OpenAI and then link those files into assistant, which means assistant now has even more context to answer the user basis their question. So let's see how we can use these files with our assistant to make our assistants even more powerful. Let's get started. In the previous video, at the end, we saw how to delete an assistant. That means we probably don't have an assistant right now. So let's create an assistant from here, right? So we created the mood-based movie recommender as the assistant. And we've got the ID here. Now we want to upload the file, right? So let me go to OpenAI and then go to upload a file, right? So we will use the same account and resources file, operation is upload a file, input data field name is data. Okay, now this can be changed, but the name of the input field containing the binary file data to be processed, right? Which means we need a binary file. Okay, and for that, what we can do is we can go to form, N8N form, and we have a trigger node here. Let's use this, and authentication can be none. Form title is upload file, right? Description is not needed. Add form elements. Let's say this is file. Element type is of type file. We'll allow single file for now and that of PDF, right? And this is a required field. So once this is set, click on execute step and it will open a pop-up asking us for the file. I'll upload this one, mood-based Indian movie recommendation.pdf. And let me quickly show you what that file contains, just so that we understand the entire context. So this file has the mood and the movie it can recommend basis the mood. So I will go to this one, click on submit and close this. Let's come back here, that is over here, right? And we have the binary file available here. Let me just drag it and drop it over here. Let's just move this aside. Okay, now I want to connect this one to this uploader file. Now keep in mind, when we use the normal assistant, it will respond back basis its own training. That means it has vast set of data which it is trained on, and it will respond back basis that training. So it can recommend any movies, right? Now when we upload this file, we are telling when the user is happy, then recommend something. When the user is sad, recommend something, and so on and so forth. This is something that we're doing where we are training the model with our own data. So let's see how this functions. So I'm going to upload a file and I'm changing this to file, okay, because that's what we gave the name here. And let's click on execute step. You can see here the file is uploaded. Now this file is just uploaded to OpenAI's server. It is still not associated with any of the assistants, right? And to associate this with assistants, okay, we can go to OpenAI and we can update an assistant. Okay, we use the same account and resources assistant, operation is update assistant. Now assistant will go from list and we'll choose the one which we created, mood-based movie recommended, right? And we'll go with options, let's say files, right? Now all the files which are uploaded into OpenAI system will be shown here. Okay, this is the latest one that we uploaded. So I'll click on this one. Okay, and we will also enable knowledge retrieval. Okay, so we will enable this, which means that any knowledge that we have set up with files will be retrieved, basis which the answer will be given. So I'll enable this. You can see we have code interpreter, description, instruction, model, and so on and so forth. We will leave all of that as is. Click on execute step, and this file will now be associated with the assistant, right? If you go to table, so the vector store ID needs to be shown here. Okay, we have got this sometimes when we test it, but not really sure why it is not being shown now. But if this is not being shown, then this will not work. So the workaround for this is simply go to your assistant, right, which is platform.openai.com/assistants/whatever assistant you want. So let me just refresh so we can actually check the latest one, right? And go to this one, add your files from here. Okay, so I'm going to include this, upload this file, and I'll show you, right? Once I attach, the vector is actually getting created, right? And once this is linked, then your assistant is actually updated. Okay, so here if we see the vector was not linked, okay, ideally it should link. And we also checked for other things in OpenAI. There is nothing which says how do you link the vector. When you upload the file to a particular assistant, then the vector should also get linked. Okay, so that does not happen in this case, so let's leave it. You can directly upload it from here, right? Like I mentioned, you can create an assistant from here as well, right? In the previous video, I've already shown how to do that. You could do it. Anyways, you could just upload the file from here instead of here if it does not get linked. When you are testing it, if vector store ID is coming out, then you're good. Now, once this is done, then we have this messenger model. Let's quickly go here and assistant by ID. I'll go to, okay, let me just select message and assistant. This particular ID is coming from json.id, which is this one. And yeah, ID is good. Okay, that's what we want. Prompt, I've given just sad. I've removed the thread ID from here now. Okay, let's see what happens. Again, let's quickly check what is the document that we have uploaded. Right, for happy we are mentioning 3 movies. For sad we have 3 movies. Romantic we have 3 movies. Adventures we have 3, and thoughtful or reflective we have 3. Now you can see here, feeling a bit blue. Have got just the right pics to cozy up with. Here are 2 heartfelt movies that are perfect for you when you are feeling sad. Okay, you can see sad yet looking for some uplifting inspiration. Tare Zameen Par. Okay, also it has given, like we had mentioned, why we are recommending this particular movie, and it uses same thing. An incredible movie, tale of a dyslexic child and his inspiring teacher, right? So all the details, what is response is basically from the file that we have uploaded to assistant. So what is it doing now? It is answering basis the content that we have uploaded into the assistant. And this is exactly how you can build a chatbot which can respond basis your data, right? So I'll go back to this one and I'll just mention happy, and we should get the response accordingly. Happy is 3 Idiots, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, and Chennai Express. Let's check that out. So you can see here 3 Idiots, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, and Chennai Express, right? Now, if I use the thread ID and ask something more, okay, let's say anything else you would recommend. Now, it can give us different, for sure. If you are happy mood and looking for more content to keep the good vibes rolling, here are a couple of more recommendations from the charming world of Indian cinemas. Dil Chahta Hai, Queen, and then third one it has given. I think it's just given us 2, right? Both the movies. Now this is happening because we have not told the assistant not to respond anything beyond what we have uploaded. You could give that restrictions as well. Now that we have understood how to upload the file and link it to assistant, and the assistant responds back basis the file that we have uploaded, let's look at a couple of other things that's remaining, right? And if we go to OpenAI, then we have list files and delete a file. So let's first list the file. I'll use the same account, and resources file, list files. We have purpose any, which is default, or assistant, or fine tuning, right? So let me remove this for now because we don't need any such purpose. Let's list all the files. So we've got 3 files, right? All of this when we were experimenting, we've uploaded this. Now, what I want to do is I want to delete the file, but because I do not want to delete all the 3 files, what I'll do is I use the if condition, right? And I'll just put the file name here, and I'll use this particular value here, but instead of 1, I'll just delete without the 1. Okay, so I should have 1 true branch and 2 false branch. Now I just want to delete this 1 item, so I'll move on to OpenAI, and then we have delete a file. We'll use the same account, and from list, it's basically this one, right? So I'll use this, click on execute step. Okay, you can see that this is now deleted. Okay, the reason why I added this if condition, okay, is because if you are not using this if condition, then it will delete all the 3 files. Right now, when I list the files, we'll get 2 items. So 2 items are still there, and only 1 item got deleted here. If you remove this if condition and then run the delete file, then it will delete each of these 3 files. Okay, so be very careful when you are using NA10. If you fetch list of things in your previous step, and if you run something in the next step, it will run for all the items from the previous step, unless and until you are limiting, you are using a limit, or you are using a condition or something like that, right? Now, if I run the same workflow for this particular condition, then it will run for those 2 items. So I hope you have understood how do we deal with files, right? We saw how to create an assistant, update an assistant, delete an assistant, list an assistant, and also message an assistant. Not just that, we also saw about threads, and we saw how do we upload the file, associate that file to assistant, and then list files and delete files. And in tomorrow's video, we're going to cover something called classify text for violation. Very, very important when it comes to customer service. So please do not miss out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.